Everybody, Skeet Reese here. Welcome to Skeet Reese Fishing. Right now, to my right, I got one of the hottest young, I don't know how old you are, you're young to me, but hottest young sticks on tour, on the Bass Pro Tour the last couple of years. Zack Birge, welcome, dude.
Appreciate it.
So, this is, it's been fun watching you here this last couple of years. I have to say, I know you had a good track record at FLW, but since you've gotten to the Bass Pro Tour, man, this has been your playground, hasn't it?
You know, it's been fun. This actually suits me really well. The way I like to fish, just running around, winging at anything that looks good, and just trying to catch as many fish as possible. So it's really been fun at all these Major League Fishing events.
Yeah. So, all right, where are you from?
Originally from Arkansas.
Whereabouts?
Mayflower, Conway area.
Got it. That explains the duck hunting thing, because that's like, you guys are in duck capital. So those of you who don't know a little bit, but I'm not the hunter. I fish in the off season, the fall. I'm always chasing some other fish. Dude, you are eat up with this duck hunting thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that explains, because anybody I know from Arkansas area, they're all eat up with duck hunting, because that's like a mega capital for it. So since we're on that subject of the duck hunting thing, I see on social media you got something going on. You got a clan that you run with in this duck hunting world.
Yeah, we've just got basically a brand. It's called Foul Militia. It's basically just a group of guys that we run with all the time, just hanging out, having a good time, not being so much like we just clown, like we clown off, but we're serious at the same time. Like we go out, we have a good time, we joke around, but at the end of the day, we still want to be successful. So we started Foul Militia, and it's basically just a brand. We got clothing now, some decals and stuff, but it's just we got a YouTube channel that we started last year, so we got a lot of videos and stuff coming out. A lot of new stuff came out this year. It's been fun. It's something we enjoy. I've always told people if I can make money chasing ducks like I can trying to catch a bass, I would rather do that.
Really? I was just getting ready to ask that. So duck hunting over bass fishing?
I would love to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, to each his own. But, well, apparently this bass fishing thing's working out for you. You've won a little bit of money here lately. And so right now we are down at, where we Kissimmee Chain of Lakes, Lake Toho. Zack won his round, Group A. I won my round, Group B. We both have an off day, so this worked out pretty good. We're getting ready. We get out tomorrow to fish the final. So, no offense. I'm hoping I take you and 9 other guys down. I know you want to do the same thing. Yeah. So, where do you live now?
Right now, we live in Oklahoma. So we moved from Arkansas in '04 over to Oklahoma. So. Spent like 13 years, almost 14 in Arkansas, and now we've been in Oklahoma 15 plus now. So,
all right. So, yeah, I'm curious, and just because it's kind of relevant to my life, and you're a CrossFitter, right?
Yep.
Still going strong at it?
Still going strong. With all this stuff going on, obviously we took most of the gyms and stuff closed, so we couldn't get in there for a while, but we still try to do some stuff at home, and they're reopening back up, so now we're going like 3 days a week while they let us, and we drop in a few places when we travel.
Yeah, my wife and I got into CrossFit together, oh gosh, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, and then until I cracked my labrum, so that took me out of commission for a while. When you can't press in CrossFit and lift a bar over your head, it kind of eliminates a lot of what you do. But my wife still goes strong, so she makes me look pathetic, because my wife is older than I am, but she's like ripped and just a beast at it. So that's why I'm always following CrossFit. You ever watch CrossFit games? I know you do. It's like they're badasses.
They are.
The mental toughness of what they put their bodies through is insane.
Yeah.
And
I like to be competitive. I like to compete in anything that I do. And CrossFit's one of those things where I can go in the gym and there'd be like 3 or 4 or 5 guys that I feel like are similar in ability to do things, and I always want to be faster, be stronger, go harder than they can. But then when you watch people at the games doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing.
That's a whole nother level. It's like, yeah, I can't do that. Do you have a favorite WOD of CrossFit workout?
Whichever one I can still stand up and walk out of there at the end of the day is
Yeah, have
probably
you
the best.
puked in CrossFit ever?
Have not yet.
I came close one time. Like it was probably like my second week into it. I mean, I literally was like at the door, laying over, just waiting to hurl. I'm like, what am I doing in this? Yeah, but I didn't. So I will say that. Now, are you a burpee fan?
It depends on what I ate for lunch.
So, what I learned is that a burpee is, I mean, you go from the military to across the board. It is like the most basic exercise you can do.
Yes.
But it will absolutely just kick your ass.
It sucks.
Am I not right?
It sucks the energy right out of you. Yeah. And all you're doing is getting down and standing back, getting down, getting up, getting down, getting up.
It's when you got to do it 100 times or 200 times in a row, you're like, this really is not fun.
It's brutal.
So, what's the biggest bass you've ever caught?
I've caught 2 that were 11, 9 something and change out of the same lake, back-to-back years. You've probably been there, Lake of the Arbuckles.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
What'd you catch them on?
Caught one on an Alabama rig, and I caught one on a old original wigglewort in about a foot of water.
Why? So you hit the bank, you
Yeah,
made one turn on the
it
handle,
was,
and you got it in.
It was kind of a weird thing. I went and fished a BFL event the day before on Grand, and I finished 3rd. And my buddy called me and said, hey, you want to fish a tournament on Arbuckle the following day? I was like, sure. So I drove home, spent the night at home, got up early. We drove down to Arbuckle, and the wind was blowing like 35 miles an hour out of the north. It was terrible. It's one of those events where, they let everybody take off, but you can't fish until a certain time. So we backed the boat in, got ready to go to our spot, and we were like, you know what, let's play it smart today. Let's just sit right here and we'll start casting, and then we'll venture out into that wind in the lake when it's light outside. So we literally went right around the dock at Guy Sandy Marina, and power pulled down. We're sitting there waiting. When we could start fishing, I started throwing a jerkbait, which is what I caught him on the day before at Grand, and I was like, man, I can't believe I haven't got a bite yet. I thought, you know what, let me throw this wigglewort. I was just about to cut it off and put a different bait on, and I caught like a 6-pounder on my first cast, and I was like, dang, that's pretty good. So long story short, I ended up catching like 15, 16 pounds pretty quick, and it was all off the same cast, out with the wind behind the boat, just paralleling the riprap. And we were spot locked right there into the wind, and I jumped up on the front of the boat and just fired out the opposite direction into the wind. And what happened was my wigglewort went up, over, and like hit the rocks and just bounced right there on the edge. I was just thinking, oh, this is gonna be a bad cast. So I cranked it, and when I did, I went like 2 cranks, it just stopped. I thought I hit a rock or something, and I kind of pulled a little bit, and I felt a tug back, so I reeled down. I was like, man, this is a big one. I said, you might want to get the net. And fighting her out, and she comes out, she jumps, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a giant. So we got her in the boat, and the best part was when my buddy Sam netted the fish, first thing he did was sit down. He just netted her, dropped her in the boat, he sat down. I said, are you okay? What are you doing? He said, man, I gotta have a cigarette. I was like, but you're gonna be okay, right? He said, I'm good. This is the biggest fish I've ever seen. So,
I need a cigarette.
Yeah, that was hilarious, but it was a good time. That was one of the 2 biggest fish I've caught.
Well, that's a heck of a fish, and to catch it in a tournament, that always makes it better. So I remember I've caught in 2 11s, 11-4 and 11-5, I believe, both in tournaments, and just those memories they don't leave you forever.
No.
As long well, a lot of stuff's leaving my brain though. Like, how old are you?
29.
21. I could be your daddy. That's scary. 21-year difference. Huh?
Oh, that's the difference between me and you,
Yeah,
21?
Yeah, I'm 50.
Yeah.
This sucks. Anyway, I'm curious. All right, so big bomb dropped in the industry in the last 2 weeks. Boom! Evinrude gone.
Yeah.
You're Team Evinrude, where you were Team Evinrude, I should say.
I was Team Evinrude.
How did you find out? What happened? How'd that go down?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. nobody that I know that I've talked to knew that it was coming. It was about 4 o'clock. I was going to the gym, left my phone in the truck, went in there for an hour, and I came back out. First thing I did was look at my phone before I drove home. I had a bunch of missed calls, a bunch of messages and stuff. I was like, oh, what's going on? So I was scrolling through it, and it was all the same stuff. Is this real? Is this really happening? Screenshots, and I had a few missed calls. One was Barry's service tech. I immediately said I better call him back. And so I called Barry back, and basically what he said was, I wanted to be the first one that you talked to, because he just got off the phone from a conference call, and they dropped the bomb on him too. And I guess Barry and Steve and a bunch of the other important people all heard about it at the same time. So it quickly spread and was definitely unexpected. So here we are today. I'm fishing this event with an engine that, we're just gonna hope for the best and hope we can make it to our spot and get around all day and go to the next tournament.
You're keeping your fingers crossed right now, because you have no service crew.
Fortunately for this event, Major League Fishing, we have the backup boats,
yes,
which is nice, because if I did go down, I could, make a phone call and get a backup boat fairly quick.
Yeah.
But fishing the FLW, MLF Super tournaments this year, the 3 that some of us are fishing.
I'm going to fish them, so I'll be there with you.
Well, there is no service tech, and it's a $5,000 entry fee. So if I go down day 1, or maybe if I go down during practice and I don't have a backup boat, I'm out $5,000, and
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to do my best to try to find an engine to replace it with to get me through the rest of the season.
Have you, business side, I'm sure you'll be having conversations with other motor companies for this season and next season, I'm sure. And I mean, there's a lot of you. I mean, you got Andy Morgan, you got Brian Thrift, yourself, David Walker, Wheeler.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a pretty all-star team that is left high and dry. I know I texted Andy Morgan the other day. I'm like, what are you gonna do? And he goes, dude, I don't know. So
and that's the thing too. Like, I obviously haven't been doing this near as long as a bunch of those guys or yourself, but this was the first year that I got a true good engine deal, one that I was happy with. And then it's like I just got slapped in the face 2 events or 3 events in now, and it's like now I'm starting from scratch. So I don't know what to do moving forward as far as, I know what I want to negotiate, but I don't know that the people I'll present it to will go with it,
Right.
Mainly because a bunch of them, Mercury, they have so many good guys on their team. It's like, why would we give you this good of a deal, like you had, if we don't have to? But I should stand my ground and be like, this is what I'm bringing to the table. And it just goes the same way with all the others too, Yamaha and Suzuki.
I'll give you a little tip. Just keep winning, everything else will take care of itself.
That's my goal.
It's real easy. That's all you got to do is just win, and then all the cards fall into place. But it's a lot easier said than done. Obviously, the competition's way more intense now than it's ever been. And,
Absolutely.
so I'm looking at Favorite, Missouri, and Bass Cat, and the great companies. And Favorite's been kind of fun to watch. I know, Winston knows Favorite. He's super cool guy. It's got to be fun to be part of a young brand like that. And
it is.
you got any?
They,
he says it is, yeah.
It's every relationship is a little bit different, but my relationship with Favorite came from it originated with Major League Fishing,
Right.
and I really didn't know a whole lot about the people involved. So I was learning the product at the same time I was building relationships with Winston and the rest of the team,
Yep.
and it's been an interesting and fun relationship. All the people at Favorite are fun, and just real, just
Right.
like down to earth, real people. Just they don't cut corners or hide anything from you. It's a legit fun. You know, it's more personal.
That's good. Yeah.
And I like that.
It's relationships. All right. So what do you? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Trying to put myself in a better position than I am today, which I feel like I'm going down the right track, hopefully. And, you know, trying to potentially be like you or Kevin or Ike or those guys. I mean,
I got to pay him now for that here.
It's funny, I was looking through my phone the other day. I was on Facebook and I was looking for a particular picture, and I was scrolling through my history, and I found a picture of, I think it was me and Gerald, me and Kevin, and I had a picture of you and I on when y'all came to Riverwind Casino for that fish and chips thing.
Oh yeah.
Years ago.
That
This would have
was
been like 07, 08 maybe.
Is it that long ago? I was thinking it felt like about 6 years ago.
I looked like I was in middle school. But I think I was like a freshman or something. You know, just walking around.
Why they gotta make me all feel old? Everybody I'm interviewing except Kevin. Kevin's the only one older than me. God. He's in middle school and you're taking pictures of me. It's all good. Hey, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Still here. Oh, there's a little rumble jumble. We might be getting wet here in a little bit. All right. Well, right now I'm not sure what else. I just wanted to be able to sit down. I want people to know a little bit more about. So, is it Birge?
Birge.
Okay, because some say they're calling you Birgie.
I've had all kind of
I'm sure.
variations
I got a lot of names too, but
anything you can imagine, I've probably been called that.
okay. So, but I just want to confirm it's Birge, but that's what I thought it was. All right. Anyways, appreciate you taking the time with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, Skeet Reese Fishing. Zach, you got a social media platform you want to promote?
Yeah, Facebook, Zack Birge Fishing, Instagram, Zack Birge Fishing. Those two are the main deals, so follow us there. And YouTube, we're Foul Militia Films.
All right, everybody, peace out. Hopefully you enjoyed a little time with Zach. I'm Skeet Reese. Make sure, once again, like, subscribe, Skeet Reese Fishing. Until next time, tight lines. Go crack a big one.